Salt River Bay National Historical Park and Ecological Preserve is on the north coast of the island of St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands. St. Croix is the largest of the four islands that comprise the U.S. Virgin Islands, which also are St. John, and St. Thomas. The U.S. Virgin Islands are part of the Lesser Antilles and lie on the boundary between the Greater and Lesser Antilles island chain of the Caribbean, making this an important crossroads for the pan colonial settlements of the New World. Salt River Bay, a rich and diverse natural ecological system, has been the site of human habitations for thousands of years. As both a historical park and ecological preserve, Salt River Bay National Park and Ecological Preserve protects rich evidence representing a mosaic of cultural groups potentially dating back as far as 2,000 years, as well as dynamic coastal habitats representing a diverse ecological setting of St. Croix. Here, an upland watershed feeds into a fringe with mangrove forest and protected by coral reefs. These unique ecological systems have attracted dramatically influenced by human habitations for thousands of years. This park provides a unique opportunity to understand, explore, and appreciate the pre-colonial and colonial history of the U.S. Virgin Island and dynamic relationship between the impacts of human settlement and the environment of the island of St. Croix. As we kayaked around, you'll see that there's a number of ships that have been left by previous owners. St. Croix has determined that it costs more to move them than it is worth, so they end up just being used by the local fish as part of the habitat. Those are similar to a jellyfish that are bioluminescent. There is a bioluminescent bay very close to where we were. Unfortunately, we weren't there at night in order to be able to see it. The beach that we're paddling is actually very famous. I can't remember the name of it, but it is famous. This area right here is the only area in the U.S. Virgin Islands throughout the West that colonials actually met up with indigenous people, and this is the exact spot where Columbus came ashore with him. And our guide is pointing to the 2 points on the left and the right coast where Christopher Columbus actually made landing. That was in the year 1493. This beach was very popular when it came to pirates land. It's a protected area. The Carib people were the native people that lived on those islands, and the pirates would come in with their plunder and hide their booty and then sail off to collect more. But this is the only area that Columbus and his crew actually set foot on what is now considered American territory in the Caribbean. Frederickstead is a picturesque waterfront town. It was established in 1751, and it is the second largest town in St. Croix. It is a lovely historic town that is easily explored in one day. Frederickstead is built in the Victorian style. This was the style chosen after the original buildings were destroyed in a fire in 1758. Centuries ago, Frederickstead competed with Christiansted as a port of trade and became two. However, Frederickstead would also have its day of glory and its mark in history. The fort at Frederickstead fired the first foreign salute in honor of America in 1776. It is still called Freedom City, and named it earned as an ally to the British colonies that became America. St. Croix was one of the two islands that, due to COVID restrictions, we were actually allowed to walk around the towns outside of the port. So we tried to make the most of the time. We actually did get caught in a pretty heavy little downpour, which ended up being fun because we ended up spending about 45 minutes talking to some expats that had a tent and sold trinkets. The most difficult part of the day, the guy told us, was deciding which pair of shorts to wear. He said he owned shirts, but most of them still had the tags on them because he never wears them. We spent some time walking around the fort. Fort Frederickstead is a mid-18th century Danish fort located at the north end of Frederickstead, on St. Croix. The fort was built to protect Danish colonial interests in the Caribbean and the western end of St. Croix against incursions by other colonial powers, prevent smuggling, protect shipping in the Frederickstead harbor from pirates and privateers, and maintain order among the colony's enslaved people. The fort's located overlooking a deep water bay, thus the reason why the cruise ships can port there. Before the Dutch purchased St. Croix from the French, earlier colonists had established a small fortification at this location. The gun battery was reused to deter privateers and pirates from using this place as a landing site. It would travel inland and attack the settlements. The fort is slightly trapezoidal in plan, with diamond-shaped bastions at the southwest and northwest corner, a triangularly shaped projected salient on the east side that houses the powder magazine. Within the long walls of the fort are a number of rooms which functioned as officers' and men's kitchens and rooms, detention centers, which all open to an inner brick-paved courtyard. The commander's quarters is the only part of the fort that is on a second floor. On the west side, a three-pointed C-back, and on the north side are the stables with an enclosed wall. We spent the rest of the day walking around, enjoying the rain, talking to as many people as possible before we headed back towards the ship. Ended up being a really good day. Getting to see the area that Christopher Columbus actually landed was interesting. For me, it was all about the pirates. I loved pirates since I was a kid, and being in this part of the Caribbean really put some true life pictures in reality to a lot of the movies that I've watched and a lot of the stories that I read as a kid. Definitely would go back to St. Croix. Just like any of the Caribbean islands, the people are just absolutely wonderful. Every single person is so happy to see tourism open. 85% of the GDP of just about every island is now based on tourism. And that was after they decided that sugar was not viable anymore, basically not because they can't grow it, but because of labor issues. Obviously, just about every island has a significant historical aspect to it that deals with slavery, and was discussed on every single island. It was a great day. And here you can see, as we're heading back up the dock towards our home away from home, the Celebrity Equinox. It cleared up later in that day. We sailed away and we're heading for another island. So after this, we go back, get changed, dry off, find some drink, enjoy sail away, meet up with our friends on the ship, and watch the sunset. Perfect day for a first island. And after this, we have 6 more stops. So we will see you in the next stop and see what those adventures bring.